Hello, and welcome to the EQUUS Film and Arts Fest podcast, the only program for horse lovers who have a fondness for horses in film, art, and literature. Each week, we will have interesting conversations with equestrian filmmakers, artists, and authors from around the world, discussing the nature and challenges as well as the triumphs of creating their work. Ready to talk horses and film and the arts? Here's your host, Julianne Neal, along with Lisa Dearson, festival founder and director.
Hi, I'm Julianne Neal with JA Media Productions and the EQUUS Film and Arts Fest, and I'm really excited. I'm here today with one of our EQUUS authors, Robin Davis. We'll be discussing her entry into this year's festival, Authentic Horsemanship, but we're also going to take a look back at one of her previous entries, which is Uranium Warriors, which I just happen to have with me right now. So, Robin, thank you for speaking with me today.
Thank you, Julianne. I'm really looking forward to spending time with you. I always love talking with you.
Well, it's good to sort of see you not in person, but to see you again, because we've been at some of these events together. And I think the first time I spoke with you was about Uranium Warriors, but we're going to talk today about this year's entry, Authentic Horsemanship. Did you know when you were writing the first book that you would end up writing the second one ever?
I think I did. So I've always felt the call to write. And when I wrote Uranium Warrior, I started writing it right at the end of that entire effort. And it really was more of a way for me to work through my own PTSD from that experience. Plus, I wanted to help other people recognize that they can make a difference too, because I felt, like I was just one person. And I feel like Uranium Warrior helps a person see that they can make a difference. But at the same time, I kept writing about my experiences with my horses. And so then with the Authentic Horsemanship sort of came in as bringing together those stories. I've been published in a local newspaper here with some of those stories, and I kept writing for my website and for some of the clients and things, and just always visualizing another book. And the cover is nothing like what I envisioned. I envisioned a whole different. I had an inspirational photo that I had of my herd with a rainbow, and I that was always, I'd see that and I was like, that's my next book cover, but it's not.
So what made you change your mind? What changed?
It was my editor. She said, hey, Robin, this is great. You have this great scene picture, but let's put you on your horse so that people see that you can actually do what you're talking about.
Good call. Yeah. That reminds me of the importance of having a really good editor, because I've, just having written a little book that we had no editor but me, I'm realizing I really, really needed somebody. So how important is your editor in your whole writing process?
Oh my gosh, she's such a blessing to me. She redirects me. She keeps me on track. She sees a different vision. When we're doing our own editing and we're looking at our own ideas, we're more attached to our own ideas, and we have a vision. I've had a vision, but then when I send it to Chris, she says, this is great, Robin, but where are you going with it? Or can we tweak this a little bit? Or, that sort of thing. She says, you're getting kind of rambly here. Or let's not write it like a technical writer would write it with some flair, some flowery stuff. So she's helped me so much.
Well, that's fantastic. And I really love, you've told me that you have gone into the holistic side of things. And I saw some of that in Authentic Horsemanship. And I love how you've interspersed the stories and the horses and the tales with like an exercise. So, I mean, I remember especially the one with the essential oils and the rescue horse. I think her name was Cherry. You had, and it was like, going through all this process of finding out what was going on with Cherry through essential oils. And then I never would have thought of, okay, I can try this with my horse. So I love how you did that. Was that her idea or your idea?
Well, it was actually the way I got into essential oils. I just had a person approach me that said, "Hey, maybe you'd like to try some essential oils with cherry." And I invited this gal over, and the story is in Authentic Horsemanship about how that whole process went. And that really was a lot of the beginnings of my looking into more horse, animal communication. And
Hmm. Hmm.
um, so yeah, I guess she probably was telling me, I just wasn't listening.
Yeah, I
and
gotcha.
and now I'm
Gotcha.
listening. Yeah.
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 Well, and I like how a lot of these, you've got the story and then something like an assignment, a homework or something
Yeah.
for somebody to go do. So what would you come up with first? The idea for, okay, I need a homework thing and I got to find a story to go with it? Or did you think of the story and then the homework or exercise, rather not homework, but
Right, right.
what came
It was
first?
actually it was the story. The stories would come out, and then I thought, oh, well, this is a great place to put this idea for an exercise. Because when I worked with the kids, I used to work with kids. I
Mhm.
actually laid out a system where they could earn pins for being able to accomplish certain tasks. And some of those tasks are things that I had the kids doing, and I actually laid out a little horsemanship manual that I only worked with myself. I didn't, publish it or anything. Um, and so some of those exercises come from that. And so it's like, oh, this is a great place to incorporate this, because I feel like there's such value in
Mhm.
doing some of these things.
Mhm. So what's your writing story right now? And are you still working with 4-H and the kids and doing things like that?
So I'm no longer working with the kids in 4-H. I actually am working as with the Postal Service, and that it takes a lot of time. So I really had
Mhm.
to just let that go for now. Um, when it comes to writing, my thought is I want to do a journal to go along with Authentic Horsemanship, an Authentic Horsemanship journal with journal prompts and things that uh, are coordinated with the exercises and some of the stories and things like that. I think that might be fun with some pictures and things. But really, my next stories, um, it's funny. I always say, this was my work because I had to work to get through this. This
Mhm.
is something the horses made sure that I did. And my next is my play. I'm doing a adventure series it's a chapter book for kids, for youth, that are it's a horse and a ferret, and the ferret rides the horse, and they go on adventures, and each of the stories has a little bit of a lesson to it to help kids grow deeper in their relationship with horses and animals and the earth. And so I see it as a big series, a big
Oh,
series.
that's fantastic. Do you have
Yeah.
names for your characters yet?
Soleil is the horse, and you met Soleil in here.
Mhm. Mhm.
The ferret is LC, which is LC, which is for Lamborghini Countach. And it, yeah, and it started as a so they're real animals. So
Okay.
LC was a ferret that I had, who was a barn ferret. He would run around the barn with me. And the first time he met Soleil, I mean, it was a love affair. Those two, you would not think that a ferret and a horse would, but you just I felt this soul connection, this soul relationship between these two beings. And it was so special. He'd always come out. Elsie would come out to see Soleil, and Soleil would very gently, I went to see my Elsie. And so I just started
Oh,
hearing these stories coming in, and I thought, this is the next series. That's
that's
where I'm
very
going.
cool. I
Yeah.
can picture that one now as an audiobook too with little voices. So you have to find the right readers for that. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
It will be.
Oh,
It will
well,
be. Thank you.
congratulations. That's gonna be I can't wait. I can't wait to read that one. When do you think it'll be ready?
Oh, I'm working on it. And again, like I said, I've got this job that is kind of taking a lot of my time, but in another year I'll be able to retire from this job. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that what I'd really like to do, I know we've got Rocky Mountain Horse Expo coming up, and I was kind of
Mhm.
hoping to have something by then. um I will definitely have the journal for authentic horsemanship and probably some teasers on the Elsie and Soleil story, the adventures of
Oh, that's
Elsie and Soleil.
fantastic. Yes, well, I can't wait to read them, and I can't wait to see you there at Rocky Mountain. That'll be fun too.
Yeah.
So how can people find you if a reader's looking for your work? Are you Amazon website? What's the best way to reach you?
Probably right now the Amazon. I have an author page on the Amazon website, and it's probably the most current. I don't have authentic horsemanship on my website yet. Again, it's just more of a time thing right now. I haven't been able to do that, but I would say Amazon is probably the best place right now. Yeah,
and of course through the film festival. So
of
yeah,
course,
I'm hoping good luck to you with the Winnie Awards coming up. I know you always do well, so I'm excited to see how the book does with that. So
yeah. Me too. I'm really excited to be a part of it, and I love this organization and love you and everything that you guys are doing. So thank you so much.
well, thank you for being part of the herd. We love it. We love it.
We had this wonderful idea a few months back, and that was to take untouched Mustangs and work with neurological pathway bodywork and brain-based horsemanship and see how a horse will transition in these first 6 days. And we were able to do that through the Mustang Speaks film, and now we want to bring that to the world.
Answer. What's the answer? We've already done that. I'll give you that.
The Mustang Speaks has given me the most incredible opportunity, and we would love for you to experience the opportunity that I had through this documentary.
Now you can see where I'm starting to go is then we end up with all good neurological pathways. And so then that's the horse that can down-regulate itself.
And up top here in that pole area, that was lovely. Very good. He is such a good boy.
So the production part is now where it gets real expensive to bring something like this to the world, and we need your help to do that. The Mustang Speaks film documentary.
Please be sure to tune in next week when Julianne and I have another interesting conversation with one of our EQUUS Film and Arts Fest filmmakers, artists, or authors.